Hi, guys. It's Sven from Badass Counseling. So we created the Badass Counseling group on Facebook, and it grew to well over 45,000 members. And we kept getting asked by folks for a support group, a growth group that's more intimate, gives more access to me, Sven, if possible. So the Badass Counseling team got together, and they created Community Plus. For a monthly fee that isn't cheap, you get direct access to me 2 times a month where you can submit your questions directly. Monthly drawings for a small group counseling session with me. Monthly drawings for one-on-one counseling sessions with me. Priority Pass access to go to the front of the waiting list for ongoing counseling with me. Priority Pass access to be considered to be counseled by me on the Badass Counseling Show podcast. Direct access to my top 2 selling video courses, Healing the Soul and Unleashing Your Greatness. Interviews with people who've had success in their soul journey, some well-known and some everyday folks like you and me. And a fantastic opportunity to meet and get to know other men and women who take their healing and growth seriously and who do the work. And a social community feed where folks share their challenges, their struggles, and their triumph. And so much more. So go now to badasscounseling.com. Click on the Community Plus sign-up page for premium content and direct access to me and to like-minded people who are committed to healing, growth, and creating a community of support and happiness.
From the New York City area, welcome to the Badass Counseling Show, where the master badass himself, Sven Erlandson, takes you deep and gives balm for the soul, baby.
Hello, fine humans. We've found you, or you have found us, and it is so delightful to have you here, whether you are tuning in from Bayern or Bremen, Broward County, the Bay Area, or Brainerd chain of lakes in northern Minnesota. It is terrific to have you here. You have reached the Badass Counseling Show. I am Sven Erlandson, the host of this delightful experience. I am joined by my co-producers. I am joined by Casey, who is out of the booth, and she is actually on remote, and she is joining us on the call. Casey, are you there?
I am here.
Hey, great to have you here, young lady. How are you?
I'm doing okay. How are you doing,
Great.
Sven?
It's always great to have you on the show, whether you are away or here. We just love hearing your voice, and you always bring something. And it's just a treat. She always brings such great energy. We love it when Casey. It's true.
Thank you for saying so.
And plus, when you're not in the booth, you're not making faces at us and yelling at us with your hands. So this is great.
Exactly. You can't see me, so it's much better.
Well, you know, you're a delight to look at, but not when you're yelling at us. Although you tend to get shit done. So there's that. And then I am joined by Rob the Rocket right next to me. Rob, what say ye?
You know, I'm getting a lot more attention from our listeners, Sven, and I think I know why.
Why is that?
Because we've made it clear that I am a single stage rocket.
Wow. But
see what I did there?
I see what you did there, young man. Yes, but you have those power boosters and the boosters and whatever else rockets have. That's right. You're supercharged, Daddy-O.
Trying to get into orbit, my friend.
You are the wittiest guy on this show. Wittiest person, women included.
Yeah, I'm just full of wit, like you say all the time.
Yes, I got half a mind to be witty. Might say I'm a half-wit. All right, Rob, tell us about Thumper.
I would be happy to, Sven. Thumper wrote in and said, I'm in a forever recovery loop. A childhood stolen by alcoholism, observing physical and sexual abuse, mother married 4 times, constant upheaval. No example of family or loving relationships, afraid and just wanting to be safe. Survival taught me to be a chameleon, reading a room and pleasing others, although a feather in the wind. A young life of self-destruction, confusion just trying to survive, yet never really knowing myself due to making choices that were primarily led by other people's choices. Married not once, but to the same extreme taker twice, not having the courage to address all that I knew was wrong, some physical and a lot of emotional abuse, porn addiction, pushing boundaries increasingly, raising 2 children in a marriage empty of communication. My boys are tired of watching me continue to try, save, and abandon myself. Wanting to leave many times, but every time something extreme happened in life. Mother, who stole my childhood, is penniless and living with us. I am just starting to hear my own voice, feel my own feelings because of you, Sven. Many years of therapy, but your book, podcast, sarcasm, and downright true realness has opened a reality I want more of. But why am I still afraid, worried about those who bring no joy to my world, struggling with the right thing to do? I've read your book, I journal, but the blockage is still so deep and thick, I'm struggling to get to the core. Writing this, I feel shame. I think I'm seeking permission, but from who?
Thumper, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Ben. Thanks for having me.
Pleasure is ours. I want to pick up on the second to last sentence you said. Writing this, I feel shame. Why?
Yeah, that's where it hit me too. I don't know if it's automatic. I feel I have been made to feel as if it's not important. I'm not important, and it makes me feel shame to be in the situations.
What's the biggest part of your life that you're most ashamed of, Thumper?
Poor choices, making wrong choices, making
What
wrong
is the
decisions.
one choice you are most ashamed of?
Oh, I knew you were going to ask me that.
So you made me ask you fucking twice? Come on. You knew and you didn't give me the fucking answer. So what is it? What do you really not want to fucking talk about? What are you really ashamed of, Thumper?
I'm really ashamed of not living truly the way that I want to, by being passive, by always kind of rolling over to please everybody else. I can't really say one specific thing, but what I do know and have learned is I don't stand up for myself, and I haven't. I'm just starting to feel it, but that's where the shame comes in. I feel like I'm struggling with truth.
And what's the biggest rollover you have done in your life?
I think my marriage.
The first one or the second one?
It's the same person.
I know, but which one? In which one did you compromise yourself most?
The second one.
Was it getting married the second time, or all that you gave up after you married the second time?
All that I gave up after I married the second time.
What was the biggest thing? What was the biggest thing you gave up?
My voice. Yeah.
Interesting. And so you talk about you're struggling. You mentioned in the two sentences before that, you said, why am I still afraid, worried about those who bring no joy to my world, struggling with the right thing to do? Right thing. What does that mean? Right thing to do.
Human thing, the human right thing, societal right thing, pleasing everybody else, making everybody happy.
And yet I asked you, what's the right thing to do? You just got done saying the thing you're most ashamed of is not living the way I want to. And then I asked you, what's the right thing to do? And you say human right thing, societal right thing to do, what other people. You don't answer the right thing by me.
Yeah, that would be the right thing. Yes.
I see. Okay.
Perhaps I misunderstood. The right thing that I want to do is what I feel, and what I feel is right for me.
Okay.
I tend not to do that.
All right, fair enough. So let me ask you then, in your present life situation, what is the single biggest thing you most want to do? Whether you do it or not, and I'm not going to push you to take the action, I'm just curious what the answer is. What do you most want to do with your life right now?
I would like to start over. I would like to be out of my marriage. I would like my mother to be gone. I would like to enjoy and have joy when I wake up in the morning.
Okay. Out of the marriage, get rid of mom. Okay. And have joy in the morning. Well, the last one would be the result. That you can't, having something is not a do. That's something I want to possess, but that's not something I can do. Whereas get out of my marriage is a do. That is something I can actually do. Okay, it's like I can go for a walk, but if I say I want to have a feeling of exuberance, I can't do something. That's not an actual doing. That's something I want to possess. Okay, I want to have $1 million. Yes, but that's not an action. I take actions to have. Okay, so you say I want to have a great feeling when I wake up in the morning. Excellent. And I'm assuming that if you took those two actions, getting out of your marriage and getting rid of mom, that would go a long ways to producing a great feeling in the morning. Is that correct?
I'm guessing that it would, since it's the biggest thing that's dragging me down.
Yeah, it seems reasonable. That would seem a logical chain of events. If that's the biggest thing dragging you down, if I got rid of the two biggest things dragging me down, it would seem I would just naturally have more energy. And so then if that's what you most want, you have just identified what you most want. And again, I'm not pushing you to any action. The second you walk out my office door and do whatever the fuck you want, support you 100%. As long as you're not hurting children or anyone else, shooting people in the head or flashing children in the park, I support you 100%. All right. So then the question becomes, if that's what you want, what is the single biggest thing that stands in your way? What is the single biggest fear that stands in the way of you doing what you want in life, specifically getting out of your marriage and letting go of mom, getting her out of your immediate life?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Nope. There is
no.
no figuring out. What is your biggest fear? If you were to do that, if that were possible, the figuring out is how I would do it. I'm not asking that question. Yeah. I'm asking, what's your fear? If I said, you know what, in this envelope, I have the steps for how to do it. Boom, boom, boom. I just want to know, what's your fear in executing those steps, in actually kicking them out?
I have a fear of disappointing people.
Who specifically? And kicking out your husband out of your life? You've done it once before. I mean, you've lived without him once before. Yeah. You've been divorced. Who did it the first time, him or you?
Me.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, so you've done this before. For fuck's sake. No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm not dogging you for marrying him a second time.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, hey, you've done it once before. So, okay, so this is doable. This is doable. All right, so you want to kick out your husband. You want to kick out your mom. All I want to know is, who do you most fear disappointing above all else? If you were to take these two courses of action, who do you most fear disappointing? Top of the list, living or dead. George Washington, Gandhi, your neighbor from junior high school. Who?
I have this big fear of disappointing my husband. There's this weird power and control that when I'm around him, it kind of, even at times, I feel all of these childhood feelings that I had, all of these, I feel like I turn into a little kid sometimes.
Sure.
Now, I'm transitioning out of that, but he affects me the most.
Fair. That's a fair answer. And I know I have a hell of a lot of listeners who can identify with that exact feeling. That's fair. Let me ask you this. What would be the one sentence, boil it down to one fucking sentence, that your husband could say or think about you that would cut you to the fucking bone, that would hurt more than anything else? One sentence.
You're exactly like your mom.
All right. You're exactly like your mom. So and if he said that, all right, clearly then you fear being perceived as like your mom.
It's a strong fear. It has been there my entire life.
Well, it has to be. Otherwise, if he said it, I mean, if he said, you have big and smelly feet, and be like, okay,
no big deal.
What, right? But he's
because I do have big feet.
Well, you might want to get a bar of fucking soap. All right.
Right.
So, nothing wrong with big feet. All right. Yeah. But smelly ones, well, now that's a problem. Okay. So now back to it. You're exactly like your mom. Okay.
Yeah.
And so he says that. So then let's just assume for a second that you filed for divorce and decided I'm kicking you out of my life, Mom. You're on your own. Love you. Let's get you set up in a nursing home, elder care, whatever it is. I'm willing to help a bit, but after that, I got to move on. Whatever it is. And then your husband literally said those exact words to you. You're exactly like your mom. Then what happens?
Then I don't, at this point in my life, I don't react to it. I realize this source is him and he's showing me who he is.
Understood. But what happens? It's literally you fear disappointing him.
Oh, what happens to me internally?
Sure. Anything. What happens? Do you pull out the gun and finally blow your fucking brains up?
I don't.
Okay. Then what happens?
Anger, fear. Actually, anger happens. And a sick feeling in my stomach happens, and shame happens, and I want to melt. I just want to go away. I want to go to sleep. I feel shame. I think shame would be the biggest thing. And I struggle. I have that a personal struggle with that.
You have a personal struggle with what specifically?
He has said to me before, he's referenced me towards my mom. And so it wouldn't be the first time. I mean, yeah, it wouldn't be the first time.
And what is the single worst part, so that we all understand, what is the single worst part about being like your mom? What is the single biggest thing that you hate the most about your mom?
Wow. The single biggest thing. She's a hypocrite. She is an extreme taker to all limits.
And so how would you divorcing your husband be an indicator of you being a hypocrite or extreme taker?
It wouldn't. Logically, it wouldn't.
Okay. Let me ask you this. If I were to say to you right now, Thumper, you are just like your mom,
I would disagree with you and say I'm, on the contrary, I'm completely opposite from her.
Okay, so then when your husband says it, the reason it feels different is because why? Now, if apart from the voodoo magic that he has over, apart from the voodoo magic he has over you, give me the reason. What's the reason that it feels different coming from him?
Gosh, that's such a good question. I don't know, because I get so overwhelmed with emotions. I don't know. I don't want to disappoint him. I don't know why I've put him on some sort of pedestal as if he's, all.
Okay, well then let me ask, why have you put him on some sort of pedestal? What's the reason? Boil it down to one reason. Ultimately, it boils down to what? Why is he on a pedestal?
I think because it's been a duck bite death. I think he's knocked me down and taken chunks of me over the last 30 years, and I've believed it. And so I get this feeling, this again childlike feeling when he talks to me, and I just feel like I'm not valuable. I don't have any words to communicate. Because I've believed it for so many years.
Fair. Let me ask you this. What are you still wanting from your husband?
It's kind of crazy. It's the same thing I want from my mom. I want accountability.
Accountability to what?
To
pay the bills? Is that what you're talking about?
To his behavior, to his the way that he behaves, the way he acts, the way he's shows no empathy.
Okay. And if you got accountability to the way he behaves and to empathy and presumably to all that he's done,
then what?
Then what changes? Either outside of you or inside of you, then what changes?
I don't know.
Speculate.
What changes?
What would change?
Then
I mean, come on. You've been waiting your whole fucking life for this from mom. You want it from him. He's got this voodoo magic over me. What is it you want? Well, shit, I want accountability to his behavior. I want empathy. I want him presumably to acknowledge all he's done to me. And if you got that, then what changes for you?
Then I'm seen. Then I'm heard. Then I'm somebody.
I'm seen.
Then I'm real.
I'm heard. I'm somebody and I'm real.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And if you are seen and heard and somebody and real, then what changes? Either outside of you or inside of you. Then what?
Then I feel more confident. I trust myself.
And if you felt more confident and trusted yourself, then what changes?
Then I feel lighter, and I feel period.
And if you were to finally feel and feel lighter, then what changes outside of you or inside of you? How does your life change if you felt seen, heard like somebody and felt real, and if you felt more confident and then you feel lighter and you could finally feel, then what changes in your life?
Then I would believe that I would feel happier and know what happiness is.
And if you felt happier and know what happiness is, then what?
Then I am more confident and have value.
How would that feel?
That would feel pretty awesome.
Okay, awesome is not a feeling word because anger can
That
feel
would
pretty fucking
feel
awesome.
exciting. It would feel exciting. It would feel invigorating. It would feel lighthearted. It would feel pleasing and warm and comfortable.
Pleasing and warm, comfortable. Sounds like a measure of peace there, huh? Calm.
Yeah.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, then I want to read back what you said to me. That what I most want from my husband is what I most want from my mom, which would explain why you're keeping them both in your life, despite all the shit that you have eaten, despite your mom stealing your childhood with the alcoholism and her being married 4 times and watching the physical and sexual abuse and having no example of really anything good from her and her relationships, that you want some accountability to his behavior, to her behavior. You want empathy. And you would finally, for the first time in your life, feel seen, feel heard, feel real, feel like I am somebody. I am. There is an I. You would no longer be, as you described it, a chameleon, reading a room, pleasing others, a feather in the wind. You would finally be me. And if I had that, then I'd feel more confident. And then I'd feel lighter. I'd finally feel. Then I'd be happy. I'd know happiness. I'd be happier. I'd have more confidence. I'd feel value. It would be exciting. It would be light. It would be invigorating. And it would feel warm, comfortable, peace. So fundamentally, you have a life that is completely owned by 2 people. You cannot be happy in your myth system, in your belief system. You cannot be happy. You cannot have peace. You cannot be you. You do not exist, seen, heard, real, somebody. You don't even exist until these people see you. Your very existence, until they see you, doesn't exist. You are dependent upon them.
Yeah.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say, yes, I feel invisible.
Right. But
when you just said I'm dependent on them, that hit a core.
And what does it make you feel? What are you thinking? What are you feeling? Talk to me.
I'm dependent on somebody feels, it's just a strong word, dependent on somebody, like my existence depends on them, everything.
Why is that a strong word for you? There's nothing wrong with that. It's great. You found a word that resonates. Why does that word resonate for you?
Because I don't want to be dependent on anybody.
And yet you are. And it's not just dependent for money or for whatever. It's dependent for your very sense of existing. There is no I until they see my I, until they acknowledge my I. And the way they acknowledge my I is by acknowledging how they've treated me, how they are treating me. I want to be treated better. And until they do, they're fundamentally saying, why would I treat you better? You don't even fucking exist. Fuck you.
Right.
Right. So you are fundamentally saying, it's okay that you own me. I'm going to stay like this. I'm going to give you complete power to either affirm or nullify my very existence.
Yeah, no. Yes, I hear you. No, I don't want that.
And yet,
here I am.
Here you is.
Yeah.
Much more to come right after this short break.
Okay. Well, you've heard the podcast. You've listened to other people's issues. Maybe you've studied hundreds of Sven's TikTok videos. Time to stop lurking, face your fears, and focus directly on the one person in your life who can benefit the most from Sven's experience and insight. Now, that would be you. Just go to badasscounseling.com and order Sven's book, There's a Hole in My Love Cup. Or check out his many video courses. Sven found a way to help himself out of a 12 years depression. It worked for him, and it can work for you too. Check out badasscounseling.com today.
This show provides soul counseling intended to entertain and inform and is not medical advice. Now, back to the badass.
We are back with Thumper. What is the single biggest thing you most want to say to your mom, other than get the fuck out of my life? What is the single biggest thing you most want to say to your mom that you have never, ever said? And I'm not saying you ever have to say it. I don't need you to confront her in order for me to heal you. I just need to know what you most want to say to your mom that you've never, ever said to her.
I've said a lot to her, and I've even told her she's been a horrible mom, and I've told her about everything. But the single biggest thing that I would want to say to her would be when she says you're waiting for me to die, would be, yes, I am waiting for you to die. As a matter of fact, it would be okay if you died right now.
And if she died right now,
yes,
what would happen with you? Why do you want her to die right now?
I want relief. I want...
How would her dying bring relief? Help me understand.
Then I wouldn't... I feel like she's sucking the life out of me. And she did that. She's done that my entire life.
Mm-hmm. But wait a minute. What you just got done fucking telling me is you need confirmation of your worth. You need accounting for her behavior. You need to feel seen, heard, and because then you'd feel seen and heard in somebody. You need.
I just don't think that'll ever happen.
And yet you're still fucking waiting, and you're convinced, presumably, then that when she dies, you would finally feel seen and heard by her. It's illogical. Once she dies, you are never going to get that.
Yeah, I don't think that I'll ever be seen by heard by her.
But my point is, how would that bring relief? You still don't feel seen and heard by her. You've just gotten done telling me, in order for me to feel happier and confident in value and feel lighter and to feel warm and happy and valued, I need this thing from her. So if she dies, you can't fucking get it. So why would you want her dead? At least if she's alive, there's a chance of getting it. But you say there's no chance of getting it. So you are fucked if she's living and you're fucked if she's dead. Why would you want her? How does that even bring relief? Because you still don't feel seen and heard.
Yeah, that's valid points. Fair. I get it. I would feel not obligated to take care of her. I would.
Okay, let me ask you this. By some odd fluke, she moves to Indiana. Beautiful state. If you've never been there, beautiful state. Love Indiana. She moves to Indiana by some fluke, right? And let me ask you this. To what degree, what percent of the real estate inside of you does your mother presently own if she is not in your physical proximity?
Oh, gosh, that's good. I think she owns a good 60%, maybe 70%.
60 to 70%.
If she needed me.
Well, even that aside, even her needing you, and let me ask you, what is the one fundamental message that your mother taught about you, hell, before you were even 10 fucking years old? In 10-year-old language, in 8-year-old language, what was the fundamental message you got from yourself, from your mother about yourself?
That I'm don't matter.
But that's not 10-year-old language. A 10-year-old would not think in those terms.
Children are meant to be seen and not heard.
Seen and not heard. And yet you claim today you weren't even seen. So let's take another swing at that one. Yeah.
I'm too dramatic. Your feelings aren't valid. You'll be okay. Just be quiet, go to sleep. Everything will be fine.
Be quiet, go to sleep. And so how does the child interpret that? What does the child start to believe about themselves in an 8-year-old or 10-year-old language? What was the message that ran through your head about yourself?
I just remember fear. I don't remember the message. I remember just being afraid and trying to make everybody happy so everybody wouldn't lose. Afraid of being left someplace, afraid of not being taken care of.
Were you afraid in your own home?
Yes.
And so in your own home, you're not going to be left someplace, it would seem. So what were you most afraid of in your own home?
In my own home, I was afraid of the violence. Not that I would get hurt, but that she would get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I was afraid of.
If you're alone, if you were left alone, inside of you, what was the fundamental thing back when you're not even the alone part, when you were 8 or 9 or 10, what was the thing you believed about yourself? I'm dumb. I'm worthless. I'm stupid. I'm no good.
I wasn't good enough. I wasn't important.
And if you, do you recall if there was, I'm not important? Okay. An 8 or 10-year-old might think in those terms. That might be language an 8 or 10-year-old uses. Are there any other terms that you thought? I'm worthless. I'm dumb, stupid. What? You're doing great. Just play with it. Just play with it.
8 or 10 years old.
Or even 12 or 13.
I wasn't loved. She didn't love me. I just always know that I wasn't her. I wasn't her first choice.
What choice were you of hers? Were you ever her choice?
I don't think I was ever her choice.
Right.
I think
Did you
I was
know
just
it even back then?
there.
You were just there.
I knew it back then. Yeah, I was just there. And most of the time I was there to diffuse whatever was going on.
And just out of curiosity, were you wanted to be born, or were you an accident, or what?
I think I was an accident. Yeah, it was when my father and her were separated.
I see. And are you her only child?
I'm number 2.
You're number 2.
I'm number 2. I have an older brother.
Was he treated differently?
No, he wasn't. He was said sometimes even treated worse.
Okay. And so you felt unwanted growing up, right?
Yes.
Okay. And to what degree is that message that you don't have worth, you're not wanted, you're too dramatic, and you're not wanted? To what degree do you believe that today?
Today, I believe that
not from someone else, but inside of you. What percent do you believe that today?
Inside of me today, I believe that about 30%. 2 years ago, I believed it 95%.
And what is the biggest fear in saying no to your mother today?
That I'm going to have to pick up the pieces.
What pieces?
I have her with me because it's the easiest. I think in my head.
You're
the
right.
pieces would be letting her go someplace, and she gets in a car drunk and drives and kills somebody, or
wait. She gets in a car drunk and drives and kills somebody. What pieces do you have to clean up?
I have to clean up. If she
what
dies,
pieces do you have to clean up? How is that your fucking problem?
The aftermath.
What?
It's always been that way. I don't know what it would be now.
Specifically, you brought up an example. I want to hear that. I want to play that fucker out. She kills somebody. Knock on wood. Hopefully never happened. She kills somebody, right? And she has to go to jail. She has to go to court. She ends up in prison. How is that your fucking problem? What specifically do you have to do?
Well, in the past, when she's gone to jail and stuff.
I'm saying this time.
This time.
What specifically do you have to do? Nothing.
I don't have to do anything.
Why would you choose to?
Yeah, that's the question.
No, I'm asking. I am asking. Answer it.
Habit.
No, bullshit. Why would you choose it? What's the fear driving the behavior? If I say no, then what happens?
No, I'm not going to die.
What would she say?
I know that.
What would she say?
She, frankly, she'd have nothing to say.
So then what are we talking about here then? You fear kicking her out of your life because you fear you'd have to clean up the piece of her mess. And I'm wondering what exactly the fuck we're talking about. You gave some extreme example and I said, well, what are the pieces? And you're like, I don't know.
Because she calls me all the time. I've never said no.
I've
never said no. Right. I don't know what it's like to say no.
Right.
Yes.
And what is the fear driving you that causes you to never say no? What is the fear? If I say no, then what? I'm a bad daughter? Or is it I will never get her approval and thus I will never get her accountability and thus I'll never feel seen and heard and I'll never feel lighter? Or is it I fear her thinking less of me, or I'm a bad girl if I say no to mom? What are we talking?
I'm a bad girl. I'm a bad girl if I say no. I'm a bad person if I say no.
Are you a bad person if you say no to your mom?
I'm not a bad person. No.
Right. Okay. If you were a fucking drain on your son, one of your sons, A real fucking drain. And they said, would you want them to say no to you?
Yes. Yes,
Of course.
absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course. Just out of curiosity,
Yes.
what are you modeling for your sons? By eating shit, by eating mom's shit and staying in a shitty relationship, what are you fundamentally teaching your children about a woman's power?
Not good things. And
what are you
talk to them
fundamentally
openly about
teaching
it.
your children about love?
I'm teaching them that I'm not setting good examples. I'm teaching them that fuck.
What are you teaching them, Mom?
I'm teaching them not to stick up for themselves, that their feelings aren't valid, that they've got to stick and stay and make it pay for whatever they have to eat, shit or whatever.
I'm in a
teaching them
forever
horrible
recovery loop. A childhood stolen by alcoholism, observing physical and sexual abuse, mother married 4 times, constant upheaval, no example of family or loving relationships, observing and no example.
Exactly what I'm teaching my kids.
So it could be argued, you are, in fact, exactly like your mom.
It could be argued, yes.
No example of what love is. Just out of curiosity, how old are your sons?
20 and 28.
I see. And what is it you tell them to explain all this that you are showing them?
I have, within the last 2 years, I've been doing a lot of work on myself. So I do pull a lot of things out of your book. I've sat down with both of them individually and talked about the bag of rocks theory. I've sat down and would take rocks back. We've had very good conversations. I've also explained to them that, and have apologized and have been very clear about what positions I've put them in and bad things that I have taught them by my behaviors.
And despite all the words, they're watching. Now, today, actually, the day of this taping of the show, it's interesting. A friend of mine sent to me the day's quote from my book, Badass Wisdom, and the quote is from the great writer, Robert Fulghum, who wrote the book, Everything I Ever Needed to Know I Learned in Kindergarten. And the quote is oddly fitting for right here. Robert Fulghum writes, "Don't worry that children never listen to you. Worry that they are always watching you."
Yeah.
Your sons are watching, man.
Yes, they are.
And I respect what you are doing in helping them to heal from the pains you've caused. I respect that, and that's great. It really is. Nonetheless, they have at least 20 years of programming of just watching mom and watching dad. Oh, this is what a man is. And I was counseling a client today, and this is a theme I hear quite regularly, so I'm not outing anybody. And the client said to me today, it wasn't the messages I got from mom. This person had it was a gender swap from what you're saying right now. It wasn't the messages I got from my mother. It was that dad's silence confirmed those messages.
Yes.
And I said, which one are you angry at more? Which one do you hate more? And the woman said to me, I don't know.
I understand what you're saying. I've even had conversation with them about that, in the sense of acknowledging that I've been passive and allowed a lot of things behaviors. They don't have a great relationship with their father. They're very angry, but I also do see them doing the same practices that I have done my entire life, which is...
Yeah, but think about this, and this is something I've talked about before, and I don't talk about it in Love Cup, but I have talked about it in different videos, that when there's an ogre parent, one that's an ogre, an obvious bad guy or bad woman,
Yeah.
that the other parent just has to be less bad or bad in a less obvious way. And you're very sweet and very kind. No doubt, very much a giver, obviously. And so the anger for them is at the obvious. They're still too young probably to see the nuance. But it's that seal of approval, and it's you allowing it. And I'm not trying to make you feel already fucking worse than you do, except let's look at the full ramifications of you not doing the very thing you most want to do. And the very thing you most want to do is finally feel the anger that I don't like how I'm being treated, Mom. I don't like how I'm being treated, husband. And I finally am saying no. No, God damn it. No, I don't want this. I don't want you in my life anymore, Mom. I don't want it. You have stolen enough from me, but I realize now it's not stealing. I'm giving it to you every day. I'm giving you my life by ceding this, by conceding. And every day, husband, I'm allowing this. And no, it stops now, because inside of the anger is the no. Inside of the no is the I. I fucking matter. And they're not going to see you. No one's going to see you until you see you. Until I matter enough to me to act on it. The single scariest thing of your entire life is mattering to you.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's scary as fuck. I want to bring Rob and KC in here and see if they have any questions or comments. Rob, I'm going to put it to you first.
What struck me is the comment about the kids are always watching, which represents the limitation of talking to your kids. If they've been watching you for 10 or 20 years, that's really tough to overcome. And I wonder what's the best thing you could tell Thumper about that.
Change what they're seeing.
Yeah.
Right. The very thing that you fear most is the very thing that they most need. Why? Because at the very least, yet most powerfully, it teaches them that transformation is possible. That my mom's a killer. My mom is a badass.
They need to see me strong.
They fucking ain't right, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, think about this. It would break your heart to see them choose a woman, or if they're gay, to choose a man, to choose someone who acquiesces to them, to see them become your father, or to see them become you. Either one, not healthy.
Yeah.
Healthy is for them to choose relationships where they are honored and where they honor their partner. And right now, neither you nor your husband are changing that. And clearly your husband has no intent to change. Otherwise he would. And you know, you literally, you know exactly what you want to do. You know exactly what you want to do. And I know that.
Why don't I do it?
What?
Why don't I do it?
It's not time yet.
Why don't?
Because your pain hasn't gotten bad enough yet. That's why. Bottom line. Change won't occur till the pain gets bad enough. And your pain, your fucking misery hasn't gotten bad enough yet. Let me ask, how old are you?
I'm 60 this year.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Your pain hasn't gotten bad enough, and it's only going to get worse. And until the misery of living this way, of realizing how much of your life you fucking wasted, or seeing your son doing the exact same shit, or seeing your son becoming your fucking husband and becoming a fucking asshole, or whatever it is, until your pain gets bad enough, you're not going to do it. And you can caterwaul all you want between now and then, but the bottom line is, until your pain gets bad enough, you aren't going to do it. Pain comes in many forms. So that's why you're not doing it. That's the simple answer. The truth is, you know what you want to do. You know how to file for divorce. You've done it before. We have living proof that you have done it before.
Yeah.
You know how. And the truth is, even if you had to live poorer or on less money or whatever, if you really wanted it, you could figure out a fucking way to make it happen. True or false?
You're right. True.
Okay.
Absolutely true.
Right. And as far as getting rid of mom, is there a realm of possibility where that could be done somehow?
Yes. I'm already taking steps to find her someplace to live.
How? Well, good on you. Good on you, bad daughter.
Yeah.
All right. So this is all within the realm of doable. You know what you want. You know there are steps towards execution, some of which you've already taken to your credit. Now it's just a matter of your pain getting bad enough that you pull the trigger, because every one of those steps, even the steps of looking into what it would take to ditch your mom, even that Do you see how even taking those steps that you've taken, they're as small as they may feel, those are actually big steps. Why? Because inside of those steps, the underlying message that you are conveying to self, to universe is, I matter. I matter enough for me to even explore it. You wouldn't have had the courage to do that 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. Fucking hell. You're changing. And it's always those first initial steps that take the most courage. And you've already taken them before getting on my fucking show. You've already taken them. You found your eye. It is there. You're finding it. You're doing it bit by bit. That's fucking awesome. Casey, any questions or thoughts from you?
Plenty. Well, the first thing I was going to ask, I feel like you just answered, and that was who would be easier to get rid of, mom or husband? Because one, you have to start with one. One has to go.
Yes.
And Sven knows that I have had multiple people that I've taken in, family members included, to live with me. And the process of getting them out is very difficult for a kind and empathetic person, because what happens is we're always thinking about how they're going to feel when you do it. What are they going to do? What's going to happen if their life explodes? Everything you just said about her getting into an accident. But the trick is to stop asking yourself those questions and to think about your sons. Okay? Because as empathetic people, it's very difficult for us to just think of ourselves. And that's what Sven's book helps to do. And that's what counseling will help to do. I implore you to join our group, Community Plus, if you don't have the funds for counseling. But you need to have people to help strengthen you, and you need community around you to help you get this done. She has to go.
She has to go.
She has to go. She's the first person that has to go. And I really believe that you can do it. If not through focusing on yourself and what you mean to you, focus on your sons, like Sven said, because you are doing them harm at her benefit, and she doesn't get to fuck up their lives too. Okay. Yeah. She controlled you. She messed up your life. She doesn't get to do it to them.
Nailed it, Casey.
You're
nailed
right.
it. Nailed it, Casey. That now you are letting her do to your sons the very thing she did to you. Now you are not protecting your sons.
Right. I got to just say one. I just want to say two more things to you. One is, if you're worried about her getting in a car and killing somebody after she leaves you, call the fucking cops and let them go visit her house and scare the shit out of her, or take her fucking license away. Like, do whatever you have to mess her up from being able to drive, because you don't need that on you, and somebody else does not need to be dead because she's an alcoholic. So just report her. I mean, there's nothing stopping you doing that. The other thing that I want to say is, you are a physically beautiful woman. A beautiful 60-year-old woman. You look fantastic. You're kind, empathetic, and intelligent. Your life is just beginning. Yeah. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. Get rid of them.
Thank you, Casey.
I want to ask you, Thumper, would you be willing to come back right after the show and do a little overtime with us?
Sure.
All right.
Yes, I'd love that. Thank you.
You bet. So on behalf of my team here, Rob the Rocket right next to me, and Casey not in the booth, but delightfully with us, to all of you out there who are listeners of the Badass Counseling Show, have a kick-ass day.
The Badass Counseling Show is strictly copyrighted. No copies may be made without the express written consent of the Badass Counseling Show, LLC. The Badass Counseling Show is produced by Karen Camparelli and Robert H. Friedman. Executive producer Sven Erlandson. Original music by two-time Emmy Award-winning composer Trevor Morris. Have a kick-ass day.